Sorry everybody if you had signed in earlier. I was having some technical difficulties as usual. Life is like that, and things, they work and then they don't work and so on and so forth. So my apologies for being a couple minutes late as you sign in, if you are signing in at all. It is Monday. It is a beautiful Monday outside. We can't tell if it's spring or if it's autumn. Very weirdness. I mean, it is the end of May. So let's do some stretching today. Today we will do definitely some stretching, but I also wanted to warm you up a lot. We'll do some core work, and we're going to practice work on balance. Balance is a very interesting thing, yes? Okay, so let's start walking on the spot. Roll through, toe to heel. Pull your belly up underneath your ribs. So you know the 4 inches below your navel thing, the tanden, which is considered to be the core of karate movements, etc., of the body. You want to think about that for yourself in terms of how you are going to unify your torso and keep it nice and strong. Hello. Hi, senpai. Hello, hello, hello. I don't even know what's going on here. So this camera. Are you on camera? I'm waiting to bring you on camera. What does that mean? Unless they're in your selected audience. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, sorry. Oh, Blair Witch Project. Okay, so sorry about that, senpai. The reason that this happened is that I was trying to get on the computer. I have no idea how that works. Did you go away again? I don't know what's going on. So we'll just keep walking. Okay? All right, rolling through toe to heel. Pull the belly up underneath the ribs. So you're scooping up the front. You're thinking about this being nice and solid. Yeah, the shoulders are relaxed. Shoulder blades reaching for the waist. The neck is long. Water is shooting up your back. And it's dribbling gently down your front. Very nice image, yes? All right, so we're working here. As you are walking and you are working your feet, they are pointing, they are pushing the floor away, they are getting warmed up too. All those little joints and muscles inside the feet are articulating. This is an active, gentle stretch and warm-up, all combined into one. The more you move, you are actually starting to stretch out those bodies of yours, those different body parts that have gathered inertia as you've been sitting at your computer, or you know how it is. If you sit for too long watching television, on the computer, driving the car, whatever it is, those little muscles tighten up again. They get a little stiffer, yes? So, by walking, you're starting to warm those things up. Start touching your shoulders with your hands. So we start to warm up the arm muscles as well. Yes. Keep going. All right. Tap the hands down. Shake them out. Shoulders relaxed. Neck long. Belly lifted up underneath the ribs. And nice head isolation. Look to one side. Look center. Look to the other side. Look center. Roll your shoulders back as you keep those feet moving. Good. Keep rolling them back. And roll them back. As they go back and down, and your shoulder blades try and touch each other. Now roll them forward. Same thing. It's getting warm in here. According to the thermometer, it says that it's 77 degrees in here or higher. You know what I think it is? I think it's these, as somebody described them, movie set lights we have on in here. I don't even know if we need them. But, oh well, they're up. Good. Okay, now, take your arms all the way up. Give yourself a nice cat stretch through the waistline. Yeah, so your shoulder blades are still reaching down, so you have a nice long neck, but your fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling. Open the arms wide. Imagine or visualize that your arms start at your spine. Think about the long line moving from your spine across your shoulder blades and out through your fingertips. So you are a huge wall walking back and forth. Wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists. Good, hands circle them the other way. Very nice, and shake them out. Good, keep walking. Swing the arms, and good. Lift the knees a little bit higher. As you lift the knees a little bit higher, you're going to have to pull up in your psoas muscles through here. Yes? don't let yourself start doing this kind of thing. You want to keep your shoulders over your hips. This is something that happens when you are kicking, that this opens out instead of folding. You want to keep your pelvis over your base of support, even if you're lifting your knees really high, or if you're kicking to the front, side, or back. Keep your pelvis over your feet. Breathe, 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 breathe. When you're putting your feet up and down, you're rolling through the center line of your foot. Those of you with wide feet like me, the center line has a lot of surrounding area. But that still means you can roll in or out. Those of you with flat feet like me, you have to really be aware of that tendency to roll in. Those of you with high arches and narrow feet, you have a little less to balance with, yes? So you have to be aware of how you're distributing the weight in your feet. My goodness, I'm talking a lot today. But you know, it makes a difference when there's no music, because I'll just keep talking. Yeah, and you're not there, so I mean, you're there, but you know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep talking to myself. All right, so you're still rolling through, still lifting those knees up, still scooping that belly up under your ribs. When you kick, when you have to do a stance on one leg, try and be aware of that. This has to be held. The frame between your hips and your shoulders needs to be very, very stable. Yes? Rolling through. Good. Okay, and relax. All right, give yourself a little bounce. So, as you can see, my legs are more or less straight. They're not locked straight. They're just relaxed straight, if that makes sense to you. So, I am bouncing on my heels, which tells me my heels are just coming up and down off of the floor. Yeah, so my weight is slightly forward on the balls of the feet. I notice, even though I'm bouncing, my body is not doing this. Yeah, so you want to make sure that this is how you are standing. You are ready to move because the weight is forward, which means you can switch your weight any direction you want. If you are sitting back in your heels and you try and move from here, the easiest way is to fall backwards, which we don't want to do. And if you start to move from here, then all of a sudden you have to shift your weight forward. So you want to keep your weight forward on the balls of your feet. This is true of any activity that requires you to be ready, whether it's tennis, you're out in the outfield in baseball, you're ready to play hockey, soccer, anything. As soon as you sit back in your heels, you're in a relaxed position and you're not ready to move. Karate is the same way. Dance is the same way. If you're resting back in your heels, it actually ends up looking really clunky. You know what I mean? So, you have your weight slightly forward on the balls of your feet. Yes? You have this little bounce going on. Now, relax for a second. You don't, that doesn't mean go back. Just because you stop bouncing doesn't mean you don't have your weight forward. So now, try and feel what your alignment is. Your shoulders over your hips, over your feet. Ears over your shoulders, pulling the belly up, relaxing upward. As you relax upward, you feel your belly scooping underneath, your shoulders relaxing down. I want you to think that you have black ink dripping off of your fingertips. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let the black ink drip off the fingertips. Good. Now, you feel the weight in your hands, yes? But the top of your head is reaching towards the sky. Visualize the crown of your head and feel the string pulling up towards the sky. You've now lifted your heels up. Is your weight going through your second toe? Are your feet? Never mind. And rolling down slowly. One more time. Coming up onto the balls of the feet. Feeling the fingertips heavy, the head light. Second toe is where you're aiming to put your weight. Not out, not in. Coming down slowly. balance today, a lot of balance. So, now I want you to push forward as we've done before, going through the second toe, really stretching out your instep, feeling your calf stretching, and now coming up onto both, and then down onto the other one. And you're pressing forward, stretching out the instep, stretching out your foot, and coming all the way up, and down, and up, and down. Crown of the head up, and down, and up, and down. One more time, up, both feet down. Last time, up, and down. Okay, now lift up one leg and stand on the leg you do not like to balance. For me, it's my left leg that is not as strong in balancing as the right. Circle your ankle, just your ankle, not the lower leg. Circle the upper. So you want to be able to isolate, to target different parts of your body so that you have control over them. Change direction, change direction. Now, circle the lower leg. Pull the belly up, think the energy up the back of the neck, and other way. Push the floor away with the supporting leg. Good. Hold it there. Pull the belly up. Remember, you are trying to keep your pelvis, sorry, falling down, shifting weights, pelvis over this leg. Scoop your belly up. Lengthen through the spine, through the crown of your head. This weighs a lot. How you orient that in space is going to really affect your balance. Yes? Now change legs. Up on the other leg. Push the floor down with this leg. Scoop the belly up. Drop your shoulders. Think about your neck being long. The energy going up your spine and out the crown of your head. Circle your ankle. Circle it the other way. Circle it again, isolating the ankle. And the other way. Now, really mix it up with your lower leg. Good. Swirling the other way. Pull up, find that balance, push the floor away, scoop the belly up, relax the shoulders, holding it there and coming down. Shake it out. Okay, a little bit more of a warm up, moving side to side, forward and back, push forward, push back, push forward, push back, push forward, push back, push forward, push. Other side. Push forward, push back, push forward, push back, push forward, push back, push forward, push back. Wait a minute. When you're doing that, are you rolling through your feet? The ball of the foot has to hit the floor first. Toes, ball of the foot. Before the heel. Okay? Because that makes it so that you are forward and ready. You don't want to be doing this. Not that any of you ever would. Yes? Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 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 1. Push, push, push. Belly's up. Up, 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 and hook, 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 and hook, 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 and relax. Okay, let's shake them out. Okie dokie. Shake this around. All right, so pulling the belly up, you'll notice the body weight is slightly forward. In this case, you don't have to worry about balance, right? So this is about readiness, but you'll also notice you're not like this. Fold. We have hip joints here. We have a fold. We tend not to use it. So what often happens, people will kick to the front, and instead of lifting and folding, which is your chamber, right? They lift and fold like this, which then pulls you off your balance. You need to be able to think about pushing back, scooping the belly up in order to keep your balance. Okie dokie, smokies. All right. So, take the feet, actually, let's do the feet together, sorry. Parallel position. We're just going to stretch out the hamstrings. So, drop your chin on your chest. Those of you, again, that have spent time in front of your computer, you often build a lot of tension up here. It's very common. Please, the wisdom today is don't sit for longer than 20 minutes. Even if you just get up, walk around the room a couple of times, then go back and sit down. But don't just walk. Shake your hands out, shake your shoulders out, bend your knees, get everything unlocked, yes? So that's what we're going to do here. You're dropping your chin on your chest. You're scooping your belly up. Check and make sure your weight's slightly forward. Give you a little bounce. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Round the shoulders forward. Drop a little lower. Feel yourself hollowing in the sternum. Wrapping those shoulder blades around. This should feel really good because a lot of times during the day, if you haven't been doing movement, we build up tension in the upper back. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Go down a little lower. You're hanging off of your lower ribs now. You might feel your pelvis going slightly back. Make sure you can still bounce those heels. Bouncing those heels means your weight slightly forward, but don't lock your knees. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Now you're hanging off of your waistline. The pelvis is definitely going back slightly. Not a lot. Don't go crazy. Don't just let it out the back. Because you want to make sure you can still move your heels. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Whoa, all the way down. Keeping the weight forward on the balls of the feet. Please do not fall on your head. This is a litany I will say every week. It is not a good thing to fall on your head. Falling on your head is a bad thing. Don't do it. No, I know no reason that it is a good thing. I have been dropped on my head. No comments from the peanut gallery. In many different ways, in many different countries. However, it is still not an advisable thing to do. All right, so now you're all the way over. The knees are not locked. You can bend them if you have to and easily. They're not locked back. If you lock your knees back, I'm around camera good. If you lock your knees back, you end up hyperextending them, which is bad for them. It's bad for the tendons and ligaments, the muscles, all those things, and the meniscus and the cartilage. So here we are, we're hanging over. Everybody nod your head, yes. And then let it swing out. And shake your head, no. And then let it swing out. So you're just testing here to see how much tension you are still retaining in your neck, and you are releasing it. Bring your hands up, grab onto your elbows, and just hang over there. Can you still bounce your heels a little bit? I hope so. Don't fall on your head. All right. So we're staying here, relaxing down. Everybody nodding, I guess, one more time. Shake your head, no, one more time. Take a deep breath in. And big sigh. One more time, deep breath in. Yes, it can lift the body. And breathe out. Good. Hands down. Bend the knees down. And straighten the knees up. And bend the knees. Okay, when you bend your knees, ladies and gentlemen, make sure they do not go inside your feet or outside of your feet. Yes, if they should go directly through the center of your feet, otherwise you're going to cause yourselves problems in your knee joints. You want to train them to go in the correct direction. Straighten your legs up. And bend your knees down. And straighten your legs up. Good. Bend your knees down and roll up through the spine. One vertebrae at a time. Coming through all those sections until finally your head is the last thing up. Oh my goodness gracious me. And if you see stars, don't worry about it. Just don't fall over. If you have to sit down, yes. Okie dokie. So we stretched out the hamstrings a little bit, the torso a little bit, and so on and so forth. So let's just move the arms somewhat. So we're going to reach up and stretch the waistline. 2, 3, 4. Roll down. 1, 2, and forward into your push-up position. Can you still see me? Yes, you can. Let me put myself on the diagonal in your push-up position. Hold it there. Yes, lift up one hand and down. The other hand and down. One foot and down. The other foot and down. Lift one and down. And 2 and down. Lift up and down. And up and down. And now, walk your hands halfway back. Good. Only halfway. Now you notice your legs are still straight, please. And press down through the heels. Open up the armpits. We're in downward dog. Downward dog. Pressing through the heels of your hands. Keeping your heels on the floor. Opening up those armpits. Try and think about you're having your hips as high on the diagonal as possible. Pull that belly up. Relax that head. Stretching through. Nice calf stretch possibly. Torso stretch along the sides and through the armpits. And breathe. Good. Right from here. Bring your knees or heels up and come back. Sorry, walking back the rest of the way. Bend the knees and come all the way up again, rolling through the spine. All right, let's try that again. Reach 1, 2, 3, 4. The simplified version. Down. 6, forward, 7, and 8. 2 push-ups. 1 and 2 and 3. You can do them with your seiken if you really want to. Now, Junshin Gail would be proud of you. As for Junshin Robert, come up and 8. Reach in 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and down, and up, and down. Walk it faster, and 5, and 6. Coming up, 7, and 8. Reach in 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 5, 6, 7, 8. Push up 1, 2, 3. Walk back 5, 6, 7. Last time. Reach in 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop your head. 6 and shoot out. 8. Push up 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Back 5 and 6. Roll up 7 and 8. Shaking it up. Alrighty, here we go. So you should be warmer by now. So let's warm up and stretch more of the legs. Find yourself a nice wide second position. Excuse me. Wrong discipline. Alright, bend your legs into Kibadachi. Now in Kibadachi, we are in parallel position. The toes are facing the front. The knees are pushing out, trying to get over the feet because again, you want to protect your knee joints. Your weight is probably going to be on the outside somewhat of your feet. You're trying to do both, stretch out your ankles, and this of course is a groin stretch. So, you want to take your tush back. We're going to lift our bodies up a little bit off of our legs. The tush is back. Yeah, so now you can feel where the work is. You want to pull up in your core, lengthen straight through the back, and you're going to feel a stretch in the upper part of your hamstring, meaning your glutes, where they are attaching inside your butt, and you're going to feel a stretch in the inner thigh. Take your arms, put them on the inside of your knees, pushing down and out with your elbows. Yeah, so now you can put your body down slightly, but you still want to keep a lovely straight back. Push those knees up to the side. Breathe into it. Lengthen through the spine, pull the belly up, relax the shoulders. All of those things, all at the same time. You can rock slightly side to side. Please do not hurt your knees. Rock the pelvis a little further if you want, but try and keep the back straight, yes? Good, and straighten both legs. Drop the body down. So now we are straight down towards the floor with the feet apart. Again, check and make sure you can lift your heels a little bit and that your knees are not locked. I have to move my feet a little close together. Hold on to your legs. The feet are parallel, facing back. Pull in. Do not hyperextend your knees, yes? Pulling straight in and down. This should deepen a stretch in your hamstrings as well as stretching the sides of the torso. Please make sure that you have no strain in your shoulders. Your neck should be totally relaxed.
use your arms and gravity to pull yourself closer to your legs. All right, so this is the equivalent of sitting on the floor. We'll have a floor here, yeah? And we'll have gravity to help us think about getting our belly buttons on the floor if we were sitting on the floor. But in this case, you're lengthening down towards the floor and trying to get your body through your legs. So hold it there. Relax your shoulders and breathe. If you are here, that is absolutely fine. You're going to lengthen your back, hold on to your legs, and pull down. So you want to think about getting your head or your face on the floor. Out, down, not through and up here, yes? Yeah, that's a beautiful position, isn't it? Thank you so much. Okay, so you're here. You are, sorry, this is a bad image. All right, so you're here. Think about lengthening to the floor, even if you are only this far down. If that's you're at your maximum, that's amazing. Go to where your maximum is, and then think about lengthening further. This is a great stretch for me when I'm here, yes? So I can feel this because I'm trying to get my nose onto the floor, lengthening through my spine, keeping the weight forward on the balls of my feet. Just hang out here. Yes, here it comes. Take a deep breath in. And melt upwards with the pelvis and downwards with the body. Send your soothing thoughts to your hamstrings, encouraging them to lengthen without hyperextending those knees. Staying here, stretching through. Oh, isn't this fabulous? Good. Okay, and release. Take your hands, put them on the floor. Just lengthen the spine forward. If your hands are on the floor here, that's great. Lengthen your spine forward. See if you can make your body go further away from your hips, and your elbows are going down. So you again will feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Excellent. And then knees slightly roll up through the spine, come up to standing. Wow, look, there's a world out here. Okay, if you're seeing stars, just make sure you don't fall down. All right, shake out those legs. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's do a little stretching and a little massage of your hands. So we tend to use our hands for almost anything. It's a very, I guess it's like actually around the world. That's what we're going to do. We're human beings, yes? So we use our hands. So what I want you to do now, the first thing I want you to do is you're going to take your hand, hold onto your wrist, and then just bring it down gently. Do not hurt yourself. It's only a stretch through the wrist. At the same time, you can squeeze yourself, squeeze your hand, and give yourself a little massage. I always think this feels great. It's not something that we do a lot of, but the muscles in the hands are used for so many different things, especially now in the summertime when we're pulling weeds and, raking and pushing the lawnmower and so on and so forth. And when you're making fists, yeah, so you're doing haito or koken or some other absurd thing called the push-up. Okay, so do this, yes, shake it out. And other hand, give yourself a little squeeze down, stretch out your forearm and your wrist, squeeze the hand, give it a little massage, feel kind of good, squeeze it through, move it through, and you feel like, oh, wait a minute, that could use a little bit of a squeeze, and that feels really good. Move your hand around, yeah. Good, and shake it out. All right. Grab yourself a chair just to make yourself comfortable. I don't know what happened to the chair up here. Chair disappeared. Okay, I'm going to get a chair. I'll be right back. Oh, there's one. Okay. Just sit
on the chair for a second. We're going to do this sitting down. Yes. And take your arm across your body and just give yourself a nice stretch. Push back, pull back in your shoulder. So doing punches, doing push-ups, all those things are going to strengthen you, but they also will put a lot of tension into the shoulders. So this will stretch it up a little bit. Good. And other side. Pulling back in the shoulder and going with this hand, feel the shoulder stretching out. Good, shake them out. Okay, now sitting on your chair. All right, what I want you to do is we're going to take one leg and we're going to lift it up. We're going to put the ball of your foot on top of your knee. I'm running out of time, darn it all. And reach forward and down. Really try and stretch forward through from your sits bone again, or your sits bones, from your tailbone, so you have a flat back at first, so you feel your belly button moving forward towards your shin, not just curving your upper back and down. That's not it. So remember, there is the way something looks to you, and then there's the functionality of it, which may not, they may look the same on the surface. Okay? But they won't be. So, if I'm sitting like this and then I go like this, it looks like, oh yeah, I'm reaching over my leg, yeah? But what I really want you to do is this first. So you have that flat back, your belly button is moving towards your shin, and then drop forward and down. But you don't even have to drop forward, you just keep pressing through here. By pressing through here, that's when you get the stretch in the hip. Right? Dropping your body down can make it look like you're doing the same thing, but you're not. All right, flexing this foot to make sure that this knee is nicely protected and stabilized. Good. Pick up the leg, cross it over. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the opposite arm, put it on the outside of this leg. So when you're doing any of the uchimawashi, not uchimawashi, chudan uchi, chudan uchi uke, or chudan soto uke, you have to twist the body. So that's what we're going to do right now. You're going to twist the torso by lifting up first. So the key is lift up first. Don't sit down and try and twist this way. It's not going to do anything. You want to lift the torso up. Pull the belly up underneath the ribs, right underneath, sort of close to the xiphoid process if you want to think about it that way. Okay, here we go. So lifting up, then turn the shoulders. The shoulders are what is turning, the ribs are turning, the hips are staying still. This hand is barring this leg to keep the hips from turning. Yeah, so you're looking over your shoulder. Do not just look over with your head. You'll notice I am in the torso just when I'm looking at you. Your neck can be isolated from the rest of your body. Yes? So you're lifting up, pulling the belly up under the ribs, twisting. Look at me. Really, look this way is what I meant. Not looking, you know what I'm saying. Anyhow, okay. So you're lifting up and twisting. And come back into the center. Unwind. Give yourself a little shake if you just did something you wrung out the muscles in your back and your core. Here we go. Other leg. Oh boy. Okay, flex this foot. Stabilize this knee. Sitting on both sits bones equally. Sit up tall. Same thing. Remember, don't just slump down because it looks like the same thing, but it's not. If you only go forward this far and you start to feel in the hip, yay for you. You felt it in the hip. That's what you're trying to do. So again, here I am sitting tall to start, and then I'm going forward through the tailbone. Remember, the whole purpose is to stretch the hip. It is not to accomplish like, oh, I got my nose down there. That's not the purpose of it. If you don't get your nose down there, but you really give yourself a good stretch, yay, you did it, okay? So reaching
come towards the lower leg, shoulders reaching for the waist, neck long. Keeping it there. Keep stretching forward, keeping both sits bones equally on the chair. Let the knee fall open. You will feel the stretch here. If you don't, try reaching further forward. Some of you will be very stretched out in your hips, okay? I am not. So this is something which feels really good too because it's not a stretch. It's not something that you actually hit a lot when you're doing everyday kinds of things, yes? All right, keep breathing, lengthen through. And bring yourself back into center. Good. Cross the leg over. Same thing as last time, sitting very tall. Opposite arm. Bars on the outside of the leg. Lift the shoulders and ribs away from the pelvis. The pelvis stays where it is. Everything else twists towards the back. If you want to hook your arm over the back of the chair to help you twist, that's great. But don't let yourself slump. Yeah, you're sitting tall. And remember, your neck and your head are actually separate from this motion. I don't want you pulling your head all the way to the back. Sorry, I've done that before, just because actually the motivation to look over your shoulders sometime actually will make the stretch deeper for you, and will actually, it's like your brain and your body are not separate, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. So if you have an intention in your head, sometimes that reads in the body. So if you try to look just a little further, what happens is your body actually moves a little further, yes? However, I don't want you to do that at the expense of your neck. So you can decide if you want to use your head and look towards the back, and also then you want to say, oh, I think I'll look a little further, and you're going to find it may move the body a little bit further than it was, or don't. Okay? You decide. Your body, and you know what hurts and what does not. And bring it back into the center. Shake it out. Good. Okay. Now, what I want you to do right now, oh my gosh, goodness gracious me, we only have like 4 minutes left. So first of all, we're going to take 1 minute, we're going to do some ab work. So please sit down on the floor. And make sure there's nothing behind you that you're going to hit your head on, like a chair. All right, so all I'm going to ask you to do is, you're sitting up tall. I'm going to ask you to put everything out, and then lift everything back up. And down, and up, and down. Flatten those stomachs. Down, and up, and breathe, and up, and breathe, and up, and breathe, and up. Now we're going to add something, and up, and out, and in, and down, and up, and out, and in, and down, and up, and out, and in. Nice long backs, and breathe, and up, and in. Flatten those lower four, and in, and out, and in, and down, and up, and out, and in. Last time, down, and up, and out, and in. Stay there. Stay there. Flatten the stomach, lengthen the back, relax the neck, and come down. Good. Excellent. Alrighty. Okay. Come all the way back up to standing. Last thing, I said we're going to work on balance. Sorry. We didn't actually get to work that much on our balance. Next time! I remember. Okay. This is what I want you to do. You're going to lift your leg to the side. So you're standing in your non-dominant leg. At the same time, you're going to take your arm up the side and over your head. So it looks like this. Up. And bring it down. One more time. Up. And bring it down. And up. And bring it down. Now, to do this, if you're having troubles, go through the whole thing for yourself. Is your weight forward on the balls of your feet?
Are you kicking your pelvis over your base of support? Have you got your belly pulled up? All that stuff needs to start coming automatically, but you need to remind yourself of it when it's not. Are your ears above your shoulders, above your hips, above your base? All right, 2 more times on this side. Pull up, push the floor away, scoop that belly up underneath, shoulders relaxed. Crown of the head is connected to the heel of the supporting leg. Are you ready? And up and down. Last time, up and down. Okay, other side, here we go. Up and down. Top of the head, up and down. And up and down. And up and down. 2 more times. 1, down, 2, down. Okay, shake it out. Tuck your pelvis underneath because you might have felt that in your lower back. Yes? Okay, so here we go. Bend the knees. Are your knees over your toes? Think about pulling up through the crown of your head. You're going to straighten up, throw your arms to the ceiling, lift up the legs so you're standing on your non-dominant leg. Are you ready? Don't forget to shift your weight to the side. Now you'll notice the weight of support is over, the center of gravity is over the base of support. Here we go. Deep breath in, shoulders reaching for the waist. Top of the head, the crown of the head, the back of your head, reaching for the ceiling. Deep breath in, breathe out, up. And keep breathing. Arms opening, stay there. Check what's going on with your feet, what's going on with your belly, what's going on with your hips, what's going on with your back. Stretch that leg out. Bring it in, take it to the side, out, and in. Hold your core to the back, and in, to the side, and in. Down you go. 1. Other side. Lift. Stay there. Arms open. Stretch front. And in. Put your arms down if you want. Side. And in. Back. And in. Side. And in. Go down. Do that one more time. Up. Arms open, starting to the back. Stretch back, pull the belly up, and in. To the side, keep that belly pulled up, and in. Keep it pulled up here, and in, and side. And in, down you go, and up. Arm open, and down to the back. Back, belly's lifted, and in, and side. And in, and front, and in, and side, and in. Down you go. Shake it out. Okay, ladies and gents, that is it for today. All right, so we'll work a little bit more in balance, but I really want you to think about that. Think, if you start losing your balance, find your core. Find your core. Think about your alignment. Don't let yourself just sort of hang out with your pelvis in one place, your base of support in another, or you fall down. Okay, all right, be well. I will see you at some time in the future as we open up slowly. Some things are going to happen. That'll be great. Okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye.